And he had his tape on J-Lo.
Jennifer Lopez has multiple dates.
We knew then that there was a nice tape out there on J-Lo.
Mr. Combs was in the tape, and this other person is, I would venture to say, more high profile than Mr. Combs.
His father done things to him that he should be.
Jennifer Lopez's career is hanging by a thread due to her controversial video with Diddy, which has now exploded across Hollywood. I'm about to reveal the shocking details, including who owns the video, someone you'd never expect, and why so many other celebrities are now on edge. J-Lo is just the beginning, as this scandal involves a long and insane list of people you won't believe. For the first time ever, real lawyers are going public on national TV, admitting the tapes are out there and being shopped around. This story is about to get even crazier.
You're saying that there's tapes and they're being shopped?
Yes, there already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood, being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood.
Notice how she mentioned that multiple tapes are being shopped around. And interestingly, Jaguar Wright was the first to bring up the possibility of multiple celebrities being involved in Diddy-related videos long before his arrest. Wright had made some explosive claims, and now, with the news of these tapes emerging, it seems her warnings may have been more than just speculation. This whole situation is unraveling in ways no one expected, and the connections are growing more complex by the day. Keep watching as we dive deeper into this tangled web of Hollywood secrets.
My focus right now is Sean Combs because he's a sex trafficker and he's using music and entertainment trafficking.
And wow, that's exactly what he got arrested for. But here's the kicker. Jaguar Wright names people that you wouldn't believe are on those Diddy tapes. Let's break down the list of celebrities she's calling out because I'm starting to believe her. Here's why. Not a single celebrity has filed a defamation lawsuit against her for lying, and not one has publicly spoken out to deny the things she said about Diddy. Coincidence? It's starting to look more and more like there's something to her claims. The plot is thickening, and these connections are becoming harder to ignore.
I know Jennifer Lopez has multiple dates.
Oh, yeah.
There's definitely a tape out there. Somebody gave me like a minute of a female that was allegedly J-Lo on it. I was gonna put out a DVD on that. J-Lo had her business attorney, this guy named Benny Medina. He was the one managing J-Lo and Puffy at the time. That's the only reason we was going after J-Lo. J-Lo was with Puffy, so J-Lo was on the war, right? PR people. It was about 8 top-notch executives inside the meeting when I'm walking in. They were on me, so I was like, woo, sure. You gotta remember Ja Rule and J-Lo had that hot song out at the time. Irv and Suge relationship was starting to get good. He was like, man, that tape you had on J-Lo, man.
At the time, J-Lo was on top of the world, dominating the charts with hits alongside Ja Rule. But we all know the rumors. Those songs weren't even hers. Her vocals were allegedly stolen, and that's a whole different story for another day. She seems like a genuinely nice person, so it's unfortunate that someone is trying to shop a tape of her around. But when you think about it, it makes sense why Ben Affleck is stepping back from the public eye with her. It's likely the reason behind their divorce, because the media storm that's about to hit every celebrity involved in this scandal is going to be massive. Things are about to get really intense for Hollywood, and the fallout is just beginning.
One particular person contacted me to shop a particular video they were in possession of, and to contact the person who was in the video to see if they were interested in purchasing the video before it became.
It's rumored that many of these tapes are now in the possession of street workers who were involved in these acts, and they're trying to sell them back to the celebrities in the tapes, people who had no idea they were being recorded. The idea is to make some money off them before they get leaked, especially in Diddy's case, once the trial begins. This is adding another layer of tension to the situation, with these tapes potentially becoming a key piece of evidence. If they do leak, the fallout could be catastrophic, and it's clear that everyone involved is scrambling to control the narrative before it spirals out of control.
I definitely know they probably recycled some old Stevie J and Eve stuff.
We know Stevie J is on numerous tapes with Diddy. Not only have they been best friends for over 20 years, but Stevie has also attended countless Diddy parties. Even 20 years ago, a tape leaked featuring him and rapper Eve while they were dating, showing Stevie engaging in some questionable acts, though he was doing things to himself. Regardless, that was just one tape that made its way out, so it's clear there are more tapes out there.
They got Stevie J on mad tapes, yo.
They got him on tapes with Diddy. They got him on tapes with Justin. They got him on tapes with Jaden. They got him on tapes with a lot of people.
Now, those are some pretty big allegations, but when you start connecting the dots, things get even stranger. We all know the connection between Diddy and Justin Bieber is pretty strong, and there have been some questionable moments caught on camera with the two of them that we won't even get into. But it doesn't stop there. There's also the odd relationship between Jaden Smith and Justin Bieber. They're incredibly close, and there have even been moments where they've been seen kissing. The whole situation raises a lot of eyebrows, and when you start looking at everything together, the picture becomes even more puzzling. Not to mention, Will Smith has been known for his public displays of affection toward Jaden, often kissing him on the mouth, which has raised some eyebrows. While it's his son and he can do whatever he wants, the fact that these moments are happening in public spaces and on TV adds another layer to the situation. It's definitely something people notice, and I'm just putting it out there for you to form your own opinion on what's going on. The way these connections unfold in public spaces is definitely creating a lot of buzz and making people question things more than ever judge.
See, nobody ever asked why Jaden left that house so young. I know, but he hates Charlie, and I wish somebody would ask him why.
Yeah, well, his father done things to him that he should be in jail. So
His father done things to everybody. His father done things to everybody's kids. What they did to Bashir. See, that's why me and Charlie into it, over Bashir.
She's also mentioning Charlie Mack, and it all seems connected because he's been Will Smith's best friend for years. They grew up together, and Charlie helped with Will's management before going on to manage actor Basher Gray. There are a ton of rumors circulating about Diddy and Will Smith allegedly taking advantage of Basher, though they remain just allegations. However, I did come across a strange interview where you can clearly see something seems off with Basher Gray while Will Smith is talking right next to him. There's definitely something unsettling about that moment, and it raises more questions about the dynamics at play.
He's with my man Charlie Mack, so Charlie was with me every step of the way, first out the limo. So Charlie has been with me, 30 years coming up in the business. So, he's surrounded by a whole lot of strength. He's surrounded by a whole lot of love, and all he has to do is add discipline, and he gonna be all right.
It's like Uncle Will, who is best to give you advice, and it's Will Smith, and I'm getting so much good advice. I got my first acting role, Empire, and it's changing my life.
For someone who was once a promising young actor on a hit show, it's hard to understand what led him down this path. His behavior on Twitter has taken a turn for the bizarre, and let's just say, it's not something you want to look at if you're at work. It's shocking to see how he's transformed into someone completely unrecognizable. It's hard to fathom how he went from a beloved TV or movie star to diving into off-the-wall content. It makes you wonder how many people would give up that kind of fame to go down such a strange, unexpected route.
I know Drake got a tape.
Drake once mentioned in an interview that he owns all his personal tapes, but that doesn't answer the bigger question. How many times did he unknowingly get recorded at Diddy's parties doing things he didn't consent to? We all know Drake and Diddy don't have the best relationship. They've had beef in the past, and there are even rumors that Diddy once tried to put a hit on Drake, much like what happened with Tupac. This history of tension makes you wonder how far things have gone behind the scenes and what really went down at those infamous parties.
Can't believe he's jumping in, his nigga turning 50. Every song that made it on the chart, he got some drizzy. Worry about whatever going on with you and hey.
If someone tried to put a hit on you, would you really act like everything's cool between you? Even when Drake originally dissed Kendrick Lamar in the Push-Ups track, there was a line aimed at Rick Ross, saying, "He's jumping in, this guy's turning almost 50, worrying about whatever's going on with you and Diddy." But what's interesting is that he removed that line from the original leak. It makes you question if he's really trying to distance himself from Diddy after everything that's happened. Something's definitely off between those two.
I know Rihanna got a tape. I know Chris Brown was on one of them tapes.
We already know that the situation between Rihanna and Chris Brown runs deep, and both have been to numerous Diddy parties. Chris has been attending since he was just 15 years old. At one point, Hustler magazine even claimed they had a tape featuring Rihanna and J. Cole together. J. Cole did open for Rihanna at one point, and the two were seen in Barbados when he was filming his Can't Get Enough music video. There was even a time when J. Cole tweeted about a girl at his show stealing his phone, which could explain how the tape ended up being sold to a magazine. How would J. Cole even have this tape if Rihanna insists it doesn't exist? Well, if you're being recorded without your knowledge, you wouldn't know the tape even exists. It's possible that Diddy sent the tape to J. Cole as a way to keep him in check, or maybe they planned to release it as leverage. There's a lot of speculation, but everything mentioned here is purely alleged. On top of that, J. Cole and Diddy had their own public beef. There was an altercation between them when Diddy tried to throw a drink on Kendrick Lamar, and J. Cole stepped in. The two got into a physical altercation and had to be separated. This led to J. Cole making a diss track about Kendrick Lamar, but he never addressed anything about Diddy. And now we've got Jay-Z acting weird about how he signed Rihanna. The whole situation just keeps getting stranger and more tangled.
When she walked in the office, I was like, she just had, it was something about her. It was just, she had this, just something about it. And then she performed the song, and I was like, okay.
Said, we don't sing songs here, we sing artists. And there was this little pause, and I was nervous. But then he said, and we're interested. You leave about a window and a door. Oh, then he said, there are 2 ways to leave here. Either through the door, with the do thing, or through this window, and we're on the 29th floor.
I don't want to dive too deep into conspiracy theories, but here are some of the rumors floating around. It's been said that Jay-Z hooked up with Rihanna and allegedly passed her herpes. She then hooked up with Chris Brown, passing it to him, which supposedly led to their fight in the car. Again, none of this has been proven, but that's the story that's been circulating. There's also talk that Usher has herpes too, and that he was sued by people he slept with for passing it on. These rumors suggest they all might have contracted it through Diddy, as they were reportedly hooking up with the same women at Diddy's parties, and the virus was spreading among them. But remember, this is all just alleged. Additionally, there's a story about a male street worker who claims that Diddy used to hire him to have sex with Cassie in front of him while he recorded it. The worker also says he contracted herpes from the encounter and sued Diddy for it, with rumors saying he was paid out for it. Again, all of this is speculative. On top of that, Chris Brown once dated Dre Michelle, who became well-known through reality TV. She was often spotted at Diddy's parties and is featured in many videos from those events. It's been said that a tape of them from one of these parties was once up for sale, but never saw the light of day. Some believe it was used as leverage to make sure Chris and Dre followed the rules, with the threat of the tape being released if they didn't comply. But again, this is all just a rumor.
I know Trey Songz has been like a supporting actor in many freak-off films.
We know that Trey Songz has been around plenty of Diddy's parties, and he's appeared in numerous videos. Justin Bieber, Odell Beckham, and several women have spoken out about the weird behavior they've experienced with him. There are allegations about how he treats people, with rumors that he's into some very strange stuff, similar to Diddy's fetishes. It wouldn't be surprising if more cases surface against him. He's already battling a few legal issues with women, and it's rumored that he has a tape that leaked as well. The situation with his tape seems to follow the same pattern. Tapes are threatened to be exposed, but then they mysteriously disappear, never to be heard of again. It makes you wonder if this is some kind of power tactic to keep people in line, with the threat of exposure hanging over their heads. But again, this is all just speculation, and nobody really knows for sure.
Definitely Usher.
I hate to bring up Usher because I'm a fan, but it's pretty suspicious that he suddenly deleted all his Twitter history, over 7,000 tweets, and then just claimed it was because he got hacked.
I think what would shock people are the politicians.
Ever since they indicted the mayor of New York, who has been very close to Diddy and with him in many situations, a lot of politicians are worried their names might come up. Many of them have stayed quiet on the Diddy case, and while we don't know who's on these tapes, we can imagine a lot of people are nervous right now.
Mr. Combs was in the tape, and this other person is, I would venture to say, more high profile than Mr. Combs.
Really?
I've seen stills of the video.
Okay.
So
you can verify
that it exists, that it's real, that the other person in the video It's very visible. It's no question if it's that person in the video. And I can tell the video is pornographic in nature.
So who could this person be? Someone bigger than Diddy in this video that's being shopped around? Could it be one of the many? Jay-Z, Beyonce, LeBron James?
They can't control me. You get what I'm saying? They can control Shaq. They can control Charles Barkley. They can control LeBron James. They can control Jay-Z and Beyonce. I don't know you, but they can't control me. Ain't no name I won't name.
It is strange when you think about how some of the biggest names have stayed so silent. It really makes you wonder why the DA hasn't charged anyone else besides Diddy, especially since we know a lot of names are tied to those Diddy parties. I think the only explanation is that they're working with the government because they don't want to go down. So I'm not sure if Diddy will end up striking a deal to snitch on others when it seems like everyone's already working against him.
It does seem that the person isn't like looking into the video, so it's, to me, doesn't seem like that person knows they're being videotaped. It doesn't seem like they're active participants in the videotape.
So the only other possibility is that Diddy might be working with a third-party source to release this one video as a way to send a message. It could be a form of a threat to let people know there are more videos ready to surface, warning them not to speak out or go against him. He might be using this to say, "I've got something on deck." It's just a theory, but if you were Diddy and you knew this was coming, you'd have to have set something up in case people tried to turn on you. You'd need a reason to make them stay quiet.
He loves the ability to manipulate and control people. Why? Most likely because he was victimized by his mentor, who loved to control people.
And his mentor was
Andre Wild.
Apparently, there's also a video with Nicki Minaj and Megan Thee Stallion doing some wild stuff. I usually say that sounds ridiculous, but at this point, with so many tapes floating around, I'm not sure I could dismiss anything as unbelievable anymore.
I already know Megan done ate Onika box.
Oh,
I seen the video. I seen the video. Jag. Megan ate the Onika box for the 16. Shit, I seen the video.
I'm right now.
Do you want to know who got
this?
Nosy Whole Life has the videotape of Megan Thee Stallion going down on Onika. Nosy Whole Life got it.
I'm a Nicki fan too, and I know that sounds pretty crazy, but it's interesting that Jaguar Wright hasn't been sued by Nicki Minaj for defamation, especially since Nicki did sue Nosy Whole Live for saying things about her. I'm not claiming any of this is true, just putting the info out there. The real question is, celebrities have sued people for way less. So why hasn't anyone come forward to sue Jaguar for what she's been saying about big-time celebs at Diddy's parties?
But I just wish, to be honest, that the people that are being accused of certain things, they should just step up and be like, yo, they bugging. You know what I mean? You know, this is a very transparent place in the world these days. It's very easy to say, that's not true. I wasn't at that party. I didn't do what they said I did. So being silent is sometimes the loudest thing in the world.
It's curious why so few celebrities have spoken up, and the ones who do are just distancing themselves, saying they weren't involved or didn't know anything about it. It almost feels like they're waiting to make sure Diddy can't get bail if he tries again, maybe because they're worried about the consequences if he does get out. After all, Diddy has powerful friends and powerful secrets, and people might be afraid they'll have to answer for what they've said if he comes back into the picture.
If you look at it like this, I look at real plain and simple. Ain't no whistleblower. Facts is there. But right now, I don't care if it's T.I., I don't care if it's Big Bro, I don't care if it's Jay, I don't care if it's Snoop, I don't care if it's Game, I don't care if it's Prey. Nobody's stepping up. This man right here, he been involved with the FBI of his career. Shit, he got powerful people. One of his partners who started his company with drug money, President Obama, got him out of prison. So it's not like he don't have no move.
It sounds like you're wrapping things up. If you're suggesting a link, I can't click on it, but I understand you're teasing more to come. Looking forward to hearing what you've got next. See you tomorrow for another video.